Have you ever tried to embrace something that promised vitality, that felt like the right thing to do, only to find it quietly building a wall between you and the very closeness you long for? Something hailed as a health miracle, but might be silently chilling the warmth in your heart and the intimacy in your life. I'm talking about cold showers. I'm Dr. James, and for over 30 years, my life's work has been dedicated to understanding the unique journey of men after 60. I've sat with thousands of men just like you, in quiet rooms, hearing the unspoken hopes, the quiet frustrations, the longing to feel vibrant, connected, and fully alive, no matter the number of years behind them. My focus isn't just on adding years to your life, but adding life to your years. And through those decades, one truth has become overwhelmingly clear. Health isn't just physical. It's woven into our emotions, our relationships, and the simple, often overlooked rhythms of our daily lives. Right now, the world is buzzing about cold showers. You see it everywhere online, icy plunges, freezing morning blasts. The promise is powerful, more energy, sharper focus, maybe even a boost in that dwindling testosterone. And for some, younger, perhaps with different health landscapes, there might be benefits. But for men over 60, especially those navigating the quiet corridors of living alone, where the need for warmth and connection takes on a deeper meaning, there's a hidden side to this icy trend, a side that doctors rarely talk about, and that men often don't connect until they feel a subtle, heartbreaking distance creeping in, not just from others, but from themselves. The cold shower meant to awaken can sometimes trigger something else entirely in an aging body. It can set off an ancient alarm system designed for survival, not for connection. And when that alarm is pulled too often, too aggressively, it can subtly make it harder to feel relaxed, receptive, and truly present for intimacy. Not just physical intimacy, but the intimacy of a warm touch, a shared moment of quiet, the simple comfort of feeling at ease in your own skin and with another soul. For a man living alone, perhaps after loss, perhaps after decades of quiet habit, seeking connection is vital. But if the very thing you're doing for health is pushing your body into a state of stress and conservation, it can widen that lonely gap instead of closing it. It's a silent sabotage, often done with the best intentions. Let me tell you about Arthur. Arthur was 72, a widower for 5 years. A good man, missed his wife terribly. He was healthy, walked every day, ate well, but the house felt empty. The evenings were long. He saw a video online about cold showers, how they make you feel alive. And goodness, Arthur wanted to feel alive again. He wanted that jolt, that reminder he was still here, still strong. So he started. Every morning he'd brace himself and turn the handle to cold. The initial shock was intense. He'd gasp, his muscles would tense, and he'd shiver violently. But afterward, he'd feel a rush, a sense of having conquered something. He felt tough. For a while it felt like it was working, but then subtle things began to happen. He noticed his hands and feet were always cold, even hours later. He felt a constant low-level tension in his shoulders he couldn't shake. He wasn't sleeping as soundly. And the quiet longing he had for connection, even just friendly touch, felt harder to reach. He felt armored, like he was constantly braced for impact. He came to me not about the cold showers directly, but because he felt this growing sense of disconnection. "It's like I'm in my own world, doctor," he said, his voice heavy with a sadness only time can carve. "Even when my daughter visits, I feel behind glass." And the thought of ever feeling close to anyone again, it just feels impossible. My body feels stiff, my heart feels closed. As we talked, the cold showers came up. He saw them as a sign of strength, of fighting back against aging. But I gently explained to him that for his body, at his stage, that intense shock wasn't creating vitality in the way he hoped. It was creating a physiological state of conservation, of defense. His body was spending precious energy and resources just managing the cold stress, leaving less energy, less warmth, less openness for the subtle, beautiful dance of human connection and self-intimacy. Arthur was trying to feel alive by constantly putting his body into a survival state. He was prioritizing toughness over the tenderness his aging heart and body truly craved. His body was literally clamping down to protect itself, and that clamping wasn't just physical. It was affecting his emotional openness, his capacity for relaxation, the very flow needed for closeness. His story, and others like his, revealed this quiet truth. Sometimes the pursuit of extreme physical health can work against the deeper human need for warmth, comfort, and connection, especially when you're navigating the sensitive landscape of later life, perhaps alone. So, what did we do for Arthur? And what is the powerful yet surprisingly simple solution that honors your body's wisdom instead of fighting it? We embraced warmth and gentle flow, not the shock of ice, but the soothing power of heat followed by gentle cool. We shifted his focus from enduring the cold to inviting circulation and relaxation. This isn't about giving up on feeling vital. It's about pursuing vitality through kindness, not conquest. It's about recognizing that your aging body needs different signals. Signals that say, it is safe to open, not prepare for a shock. The solution isn't complicated. It doesn't require expensive equipment or brutal willpower. It requires listening, patience, and a conscious choice to prioritize a state of calm and receptivity. Let's talk about why warmth and gentle transitions are often more beneficial for intimacy and overall well-being in older men than aggressive cold shocks. Remember how I mentioned the fight or flight system? Intense cold triggers the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Think of cortisol like the body's emergency brake. It's essential in a real crisis, but if it's pulled too often, it wears you down. It keeps your body in a state of alert, which is the absolute opposite of the relaxed, parasympathetic state you need for rest, digestion, and yes, intimacy. Your body cannot be simultaneously preparing to run from a tiger and be open to closeness. They are mutually exclusive states. Now, consider blood flow. Intimacy, particularly for men, relies on healthy vasodilation, the widening of blood vessels, especially in the pelvic region. Cold, however, causes vasoconstriction. It tells blood vessels to narrow, shunting blood away from the extremities, and skin towards the core to protect organs and conserve heat. While necessary for survival in the cold, this actively works against the very mechanism needed for physical arousal and maintaining warmth in the areas crucial for connection. Arthur's constantly cold hands and feet were a physical manifestation of this vasoconstriction. His body was prioritizing keeping his core temperature up, over sending warming blood to his periphery, including areas important for sensations and physical response. Furthermore, the physical response to intense cold involves muscle tension and shivering. This rigidity is helpful for generating heat, but it's the antithesis of the physical softness, relaxation, and ease required for comfortable, pleasurable intimacy. If your body is trained daily to tense up, it's harder to consciously release that tension when you desire closeness. Finally, consider the energy cost. Recovering from a significant cold shock demands metabolic energy. Your body is working hard behind the scenes to re-regulate. This hidden effort can subtly drain your reserves, leaving you with less physical and emotional fuel for the nuanced energy needed for conversation, patience, playfulness, and presence in relationships, or even just with yourself. For a man living alone, this energy is precious, needed for social connection, pursuing hobbies, or simply finding the emotional bandwidth to navigate quiet days. Arthur started ending his showers with just 60 seconds of cool, not cold water, focusing on deep breaths, not fighting the sensation. He then wrapped himself immediately in a warm towel, focusing on the feeling of warmth spreading through his body. We also added simple practices throughout the day, gentle stretching to release physical tension, and moments of mindful breathing. Focusing on the feeling of ease, this shift from punishing cold to embracing warmth and relaxation sent a different signal to his nervous system. You are safe. You can relax. You can open. Slowly, the constant tension eased. His hands felt warmer. He started sleeping better. And he told me with a hesitant smile that he felt softer inside. Not weaker, but less guarded. This softness began to melt. That feeling of being behind glass. So, if you've been experimenting with cold showers or even just finding yourself feeling that subtle tension or distance I described, I invite you to try one small, gentle adjustment starting today. Forget the ice bath challenges. Forget pushing through painful cold. Instead, at the end of your warm shower, simply turn the temperature down slightly, not to freezing, but just until it feels noticeably cool, maybe even a little uncomfortable, but manageable without gasping or prolonged shivering. Stay there for just 30 seconds. Breathe deeply. Then step out and immediately wrap yourself in a warm towel. Focus on the feeling of warmth returning. This isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's about sending a signal of kindness to your body. It's about choosing flow and relaxation over shock and defense. See how your body responds. Notice if that subtle tension begins to ease. Notice if you feel a little warmer, a little softer, a little more at ease throughout the day. It's just one small step taken with self-compassion. My friends, getting older isn't about hardening ourselves. It's about wise adaptation. It's about shedding the need to constantly prove our strength through discomfort and instead embracing the profound strength that comes from gentleness, from listening to our own wisdom, and from prioritizing warmth, comfort, and connection. Your body has carried you through decades. It deserves your kindness now. It deserves warmth. It deserves relaxation. It deserves to feel safe enough to be open, to be receptive, to experience closeness, whether that's the comfort of a favorite chair, the warmth of a mug in your hands, the gentle touch of yourself, or the cherished presence of another human being. Especially if you're living alone, seeking connection is not a weakness. It's a fundamental human need. And sometimes the path to that connection begins with how you treat yourself in the most private moments. Choose practices that help your body relax, that encourage circulation, that whisper safety to your nervous system. Choose warmth over unnecessary bracing. Choose presence over performance. You are not too old to feel vibrant. You are not too old to feel connected. You are not too old to experience intimacy in its many beautiful forms. your capacity for warmth, both physical and emotional, is still here. It just needs you to stop fighting it and start nurturing it. You deserve to feel open, relaxed, and ready for all the warmth life still has to offer. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.